So, um, it is September 30th, 2021. I am now 23 years old. And I've been thinking a lot about what I'm doing generally, right? Like, what is my purpose? Why have I been put here on this earth? And I don't have an answer for that. And I've been looking. Something I always like to do is Google. Any problem I have, I Google it. You either come up with answers or you find something else to Google, because sometimes you don't understand something well enough, and you've got to understand more stuff before you can answer that question. That's almost always a helpful thing to do. And I found Healthy Gamer and Dr. K from Harvard and Dallas, which is pretty cool. Dallas is a nice city. I've never been up to Harvard. I've visited Boston once in passing, but I was a small child. Anyways, something he talked about was Dharma, life purpose. And he encouraged people to write essays, fill a page, write 500 words about a time that made you feel awesome or fulfilled. Or a different prompt would be, what does the world need specifically from you? And I've written a couple of these essays, and I've tried to make a habit out of it, but as it turns out, I'm still quite bad at building good habits, as well as stopping old bad ones. But I'm getting better at it. I'm getting up early every day now, and I don't know how. There's a lot of things I did to kind of help that along, but I'm finally doing it, which is really cool. I feel like I have a little bit more energy, when I go to bed early and get up early. And I get things done because of that extra energy. That's helpful. It's not every day, admittedly. But even when I sleep in, I don't sleep in as late as I used to. It used to be past lunchtime, and now I'm getting up by 10 regardless, which is, it's an improvement. But what am I here to do in this world? You know, if I can't write an essay about it, I might as well stand here and talk to myself in front of a microphone. It's better than nothing, right? I used to do that more often, but as it turns out, raw video, even raw audio, takes up a lot of space and storage. And I'm not quite sure how I would store a lot of it still, but one video can't hurt. So here we are. And what I've been thinking about is teaching. I just watched this video. Mark Brown, Game Maker's Toolkit. He learned Unity, and it was a struggle for him. I'll summarize it really quickly for you. But he remembered that he didn't learn Adobe Premiere, or Premiere in this country, I'm sorry, by watching tutorials. He was taught the basics by a friend, and then he just kept making small projects and then experimenting with it, and eventually he became quite the master of it and made these amazing video essays that I love. And I have no idea how to edit videos. I've made one 7-minute video essay, and it took me an afternoon, and I was pretty proud of it because I had taught myself how to use that software that same day. And I'm still proud of it. But it made me think about when I started college and I was learning computer science. And it was so hard. Like, I could do it. I still can do it. But it wasn't fun. And I've been talking to people about programming. And there are definitely some people I've met that are so good at it. Like, they have some natural knack or just a brain built for it is the only explanation I can come up with. No. But I realize a big part of it is how it's taught. And I did not have a lot of great computer science teachers. Good people, maybe, but teaching something takes skill, I've realized. And I suppose I could have realized this earlier. Where I grew up, I never considered possibly becoming a teacher. Because it wasn't a glamorous job, it was stressful. It always looked that way, and none of my teachers ever got paid very much. Many of them went on to do other things, or died. If you're teaching around here, you're not doing it for the money. But I've definitely met some teachers growing up as a child and in college that also had a natural knack for it. Well, maybe less natural, because I'm sure they've been doing it for much longer, as opposed to a college student. And I'm thinking, well, I've had a little bit of experience, just a little bit, just a pinch, just the smallest taste of what it's like to teach children and adults and teenagers, everything in between. And I've seen what good teachers are like, and I've seen what ineffective teachers lead to. And I think I could do it. I'm not quite sure how. But if I'm asking myself truly, why am I here? I haven't come up with any good answers. This may be the closest I've gotten. There's a few things that I'm good at. My therapist a few years ago kept telling me I need to figure out how to fit all these together, and I didn't quite know what he meant until I started asking myself, what am I going to do for the rest of our lives? For the rest of my life, I should say. I like talking to people. My dad always said that like it was a bad thing, because I definitely did it too much growing up. But I do. And when you do something a lot, you get better at it. Usually. And I'd like to think I'm okay at talking to people. Not always. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to be good at it, and I don't really put my heart into it, which is something that I think about when I play piano or doodle or study, but it also applies to talking to people. Sometimes you're just not in the mood for it, and you introduce yourself. This happened earlier this week. Someone introduced me to someone else, saying, "Hello, this is my friend Jeff." And I replied, "Hi, I'm Jeff, the friend." And then I didn't say another word to that person. I was tired. And I kind of remembered that because, well, I could have put more effort into it. Because I know I'm good at it. It's one of those things. Sometimes you just know. My floor's a mess. It's a wonder I can actually walk around here. You can't see it, thank God. And there's a reason why I'm studying engineering in college and computer science. I like to know how things work. I quit computer science not because I was bad at it, but because I realized I enjoyed engineering more, just because it was a little bit more tactile. What I was studying was a little bit more real than these words on the screen that were just programs and magic spells. And with engineering, there's a little bit of, if you're using the magic analogy, there's a little bit of alchemy to it. A lot more than I was expecting, if I'm honest. I didn't expect to learn the very basics of quantum mechanics and Schrodinger's equations, and I was expecting Maxwell's equations to be the end of it, but no, it's a lot more than that. And I had a meeting with my professor this morning, who's also my advisor and tells me what classes to take, and due to recent current events, I assume, I don't have a lot of choices for the classes I can take next semester if I want to graduate by then. Basically, he gave me 5 that I could pick from, and I have to take 4 of them. And wouldn't you believe it, 3 of them are about computers. I had a passing thought, but it's kind of stuck in my head. It's passed by my head multiple times. And that is, what divine intervention is this? Right when I've been thinking about what am I here for? This past weekend I really had kind of a slump, a rut, where I wasn't motivated to study because I didn't know why I was doing it. What's the point? I haven't come up with a solid answer other than, well, there are certainly people I know right now that depend on me. Not a lot, but there are people that need me to be around, one way or another. And I can't let them down. There are people that I look up to, people that I want to be like. I may be good at some things like talking, but there are certainly people that do it better than me, and I want to be like them. Better engineers and teachers. I have a couple friends that are teachers, and they tell me stories. It seems like it's never a dull moment out there about their coworkers, about their students, and about how stressful it is. And it doesn't sound attractive. But there's something that I can't explain. Something. I don't know what. It's like a calling. It's not that I can explain everything that goes on in my mind. I can't. I've only recently started to finally understand my emotions and to really ask myself, what am I feeling and why? And that has been quite a journey. I'm still not sure I've really gotten it. I've always lived my life internalizing my feelings, and I'm trying to catch myself when I'm doing that. But this isn't that. This is a hunch. It's a gut feeling. So maybe it's just deeper than that. Maybe it'll lead to nothing at all. But one of the best ways to study is to teach, in my experience, and I've heard the same thing from professors and books. But I feel good, there's this awesome feeling. I feel awesome when I teach and I can see the person I'm teaching get it. Or ask a question and I know that they're thinking about it and that they're interested